And so today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you something on your back. So come down to lie down. It's something that I use quite a lot, and lots of different variations of. Um, so let's see how you go with this one. So lie on your back, please, and just let your legs be long and your arms be long. Hi, those of you joining me. Let your legs be long and your arms be long. You're lying on your back on the floor. And then from here, could you just note how soon you come to your breathing, how soon you can arrive, and where you breathe easily and where it becomes a bit more effortful? Just what you sense. How are you sensing yourself? And of course, breath work is a really good indication of where you are at any given time, but not breath work possibly as we know it. I'm not this isn't about applying a technique onto your system. It's actually sensing the breath. It's a very different thing and a much more accessible thing, I feel. Um, there's a little bit of DIY going on next door, so I hope you can't hear that. All right, from here, could you slide one foot towards you, bend at the knee, slide the other foot towards you, bend at the knee. Your feet are now firmly on the floor. And you're going to interlace your hands and take them behind your head and take your elbows close to your head. Yeah? So your knees are bent and your elbows are pointing upwards. And then just pick your head off a little bit from the floor and let your head be really heavy. So you've made a structure of your arms, your hands, your shoulder blades, space between the shoulder blades. And you're using that to peel away from the floor. Your gaze is ceiling and then it goes forwards rather than staying backwards. So just really follow with your eyes. So this is going to be really good for eyes and busyness of the brain, helping to calm that down. So you start with your eyes looking at the ceiling because you're on your back, and as you peel away, your eyes start coming forwards, forwards, forwards towards your feet or the wall by your feet, and then you peel away from the ground. Now, the object of the game isn't to come up as high as you possibly can, because this isn't a sit up. It's just to see how can you move away from the floor and then come back to the floor. So the floor's always supporting you. Yeah. So that, and if you really do sense into your back and the floor, that gives you much more information than moving from your front and trying to do a sit up. Yeah. So just do that a few times. And you are peeling away from the floor, bone by bone by bone. And then you come back to the floor and go to where it's easy for you to go to. So if you think of it as a sit up and come up like that, then you're overriding all the sensations that you could feel along the way. So we're not doing a sit up. We don't care about range or height. But what we really want to keep in mind is how easy it is to breathe throughout this process and how attentive you can be to the process so that you're not engaged or completely geared towards the outcome. That's not what we're interested in. It's so noisy on my side. I don't know what it's like for you, but the seagulls are going mad because it's their breeding season. So there's lots of baby gulls. Um, and just suddenly then it was really noisy. All right, come to lie on the ground. Let your arms be long, let your legs be long, and just let go of that exploration. And just sense into how you sense yourself, how you feel, and how you breathe. So maybe your breathing has changed a little bit. Bend your knees up one at a time, stand into your feet. Interlace your fingers. This time, choose the non-habitual interlace. So you could interlace your fingers and then undo them and move it along one. So it's going to feel a bit awkward. Yeah. And I think you can also tell which thumb is on top first, so that when you go to non-habitual, the other thumb will be on top first. And you still want to have, in the gaps in between your fingers. You don't want to, which I just did, have two fingers. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what I mean. Okay, so just figure out which is your non-habitual interlace and then place your hands behind your head, elbows come up. So you've made a structure for your head. And then again, peel yourself away from the floor and just notice what your pelvis does, because your pelvis, when you're on the floor like this, your pubic bones will roll upwards as if to meet your head. You don't have to go that far, but it's that kind of idea. And so let that happen. And then what you'll sense is that somewhere in the middle of you, your ribs go downwards. So there's somewhere in the middle of you that the ribs go downwards. And just notice that. And then could you use that? Could you use that in some way so that you aren't just moving from the top side of you? You've got all of you involved in this. Notice what your feet do. Where do your feet get heavy and where do they get lighter? So you're going to roll up and then you come down. And then the next time you come down again, just have a rest from that. Let your arms be long, let your legs be long. Let yourself widen, let your arm bones roll out, do whatever you sense so that you're not inhibiting, you're not holding in. And then from here, take your hand on your forehead. We've met this one before. Let the bones really settle so they connect with the bones of your skull. And then super slowly roll your head a little bit in one direction, not very much, and then bring it back to the middle, and you're going in that one direction. So whatever hand you've got, you're going in opposition to that hand. But it's not very much. That's really important. I often see people doing that. Yeah, that's just activating the same neck muscles that get activated when you're under challenge of some sort. So can you just roll your head? Nice. Little bit, and then you come back and roll your head just a little bit, and then you come back. Let your hand come down when you're back and just rest. And then take the other hand and roll the head in opposition and just notice how much room for maneuver do you have on this side. Notice your breath. Lovely. And then bring that arm down. Notice your breath. Okay, from here, take your hands around your head again, elbows point up. This time, could you just turn your head a little bit in the direction, whichever direction you choose? So you choose which direction you want to go in. You will choose the one that's easier. Don't make this tricksy. We're not being tricksy in these lessons. We're genuinely exploring, and to do that, you need to not play little mind games with yourself. We sometimes do that, don't you? How can I have more of a challenge? You really don't need to. We are discovering something about how you do things. So choose the side that's easy, the side that first occurred to you. Don't be tricksy at all. And your head turns just a little bit. Now, we're not doing a diagonal sit up. Yeah, that's not what we're doing. Your head turns a little bit, and then the elbows point where they point to, and then you're going to peel up. And notice how the pressure on your spine changes. So I've turned a little bit towards my left, which is completely my default direction. And as I've done that and I roll up a little bit, I just notice the pressure points going down the left side of my spine. So, of course, the other side of your spine is peeling away from the ground as well. But you'll notice there's little pressure kind of pathway down your spine. You're still breathing. Great stuff. And then when you come down, turn your head to the center again, unhook your fingers, and let your legs be long one at a time. And just notice if you can sense the residue of that bias on the left side. Sense if you can still sense it, or that you know that you've been doing something on that side, whichever side you've used. Okay, bend your knees again, stand into your feet. Interlace your fingers. Again, choose a non-habitual interlace. Take your hands behind your head, elbows up to the ceiling, and then just roll your head a little bit to the other side. You might not be able to go as far, and actually don't go far. Try and avoid going far. Just a little bit wherever it feels comfortable, and then peel your head away and roll up through the spine, and notice that your pelvis rolls towards you and then slowly roll back again. And remember, you're just exploring how do I organize myself, and how do I allow the weight transference that naturally happens as I roll my head away from the ground, peeling the spine off. And then I gently bring myself back down again, and I peel off, and I gently bring myself back down again. And then I turn my head forwards, let the arms come away, let the legs come down, and then just sense that. How does that feel? Notice the width of your chest, notice the weight of your bones, notice the width of your pelvis. Maybe it's gotten heavier. So notice what you notice. Okay, let's do that again. Interlace your hands, this time the habitual interlacing. Take your hands behind your head, elbows up, feet on the ground, and then very slowly roll up, bone by bone by bone. Whoops, and then roll all the way back down again and roll up, bone by bone by bone. Just slipped off my stool there. And roll back, bone by bone by bone. And what's changed? We turn the head one way and we kind of emphasize one side of the spine. We turn the head the other way. We emphasize the other side of the spine. After having done that, after having rested, we're coming up through the center again. Something about that has changed. Generally, what happens is when we move away from the midline or we do anything unusual, when we go back to the thing that we tried in the first place, it sort of clarifies it. It kind of, your brain kind of works out the easiest, the path of least resistance. And notice how it's really clear now, how your bones pick up one at a time. It's super clear, right? Great stuff. The next time the head comes down, leave it be. Take your hands down, let one leg slide away, let the other leg slide away. And here we are again. And notice if the breath feels easier. And then from here, without the hands, just roll your head a little bit to one side, bring it back to the middle, roll it a bit to the other side, and bring it back to the middle. And just really enjoy the rolling of the head. And notice how that feels like it goes all the way down your spine in a way that maybe you weren't aware of the connection of your head with the rest of your spine earlier on when we first laid down. And notice how that short exploration has shifted how you feel. It's not magic. It is just shifting the attention of your brain. So it's biology. Well done. Thanks so much for joining me. I will see you again next week. Take care. Bye.